Hello, friends. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose, and thank you so much for joining me. Also, I have to say thank you to everyone who subscribes and stays loyal to the channel. After all, it's been a bit quiet on the channel since we did the activation for the United States of America. Now, a lot has been happening, and I'm sure you're aware of what is happening because you're affected by it, right? All of us are affected by the energies, by all that light coming down. We're going through shifts. We've got people that are suddenly leaving relationships. We've got people leaving their jobs, or people suddenly being told they have to leave their jobs because companies are closing. So much is going on in the world. And I mean, what I just said, I know it's just it just scratches the surface, right? Because I'm not talking about the big elephant in the room that was around last week with elections. And we're not actually going to talk about that because that was not really a thing that I know enough about to pass comment or to make a discussion on it. All I know is that when we did the activation for the United States of America, we brought in the highest frequencies for the greatest good of all, for the greatest good of all. And I do believe, I hold fast to that concept that exists, that continues to exist and exist. And even if it feels like it's not like that at the moment, that feeling, those thought patterns are but illusions, because I believe that under all of this, that surface, we are better set than we realize in terms of how we navigate the future, right? For me, I will stand here wholeheartedly and say, I am an observer. Yes, all of us will be affected at some point in time, but we are the people who create our own realities. We, the people, can stand in our energetic flow, and we can create our reality, and we can co-create with each other, right? Because that's it. We create our reality. Okay. Now, starting to sound a little bit democratic, and I'm not, not democratic, political, and I'm not going to go there because that was not the intention of today's video. What I want to say is, I realized about a month ago, that I've hardly ever do my updates or energy and encouragement like I used to do. And I was asked to stop doing that. And I was given the activations to do, for the continents. And so we did that. However, in the last month or so, my guides have been impressing upon me to go back to my basics. And that is to go back to doing those things that I used to do, not just interviewing people, but doing an energy update, even if it was 3 a week or one every day. I did it over a period of time. And so I'm hoping that this is what we start, because I believe that for me personally, I have to go back to the drawing board. I have to go back to basics, because my last 3 weeks have just put me in a position where I need to review what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with. And I think some of the things that have happened in my world in the last 3 weeks have made me stop and think about me and where I am at in my journey and what work I need to do. I've got shadow work to do. I also have to think about not just shadow work, but am I really, really fulfilling my soul's purpose? Am I really supporting myself? Do I spend so much time supporting others? Do I spend so much time giving to others that I actually forget to give to myself? And so that for me has been a big theme in the last few weeks. And so therefore, here you are, you find me where I need to be looking after me and the people that support my channel. I need to be here doing things that are encouragement for all of us, for you and for me. So here I am. And I am sorry if you feel a little bit neglected by me. It was never the intention. It was just a matter of having a directive to do the activations, and just doing the activations, coordinating it has taken a lot of time. So here I am to say sorry again. And let's hope going forward from here on, we will be able to navigate things and do what we basically do, just bringing in love and light, staying on that platform, bringing in messages of encouragement for the collective. Now, the activations will continue because we we did have scheduled Canada's activation, and then a few things happened, as in uh, the energy space was kind of off, and we sort of felt that okay, some people were saying, hey, I actually feel I'm not ready to do it just yet. So we just kind of said, yeah, okay, that's fine. We will do Canada's activation whenever it comes up. So that was going to be the next one after the United States of America. So that's what's happened so far with activations. What is coming up in there's probably before Christmas, we have four more activations to do, four or five, right? But I know for sure there's four. The fifth one is up for discussion at this point, and so we will do those activations. I feel like I've just been so scarce, and my last week. I just want to talk about my last week before I go to today's message of encouragement. In this last week, so I have talked about current energies. I don't know what it was. Coming back to current energies, it felt like the catalyst. What was the catalyst for us to go into this zone that we are all in at the moment? It felt like, yes, it was election results that did that, but what if it was something else? You ever think that maybe we were thinking it's the election results, but there was something else? Maybe it was more solar flashes. What if it was that? Yeah. Now, I don't know why I say that. And if you're wondering, what are you talking about, Rose? And it doesn't look like you understand what you're saying. I'm just saying it feels like that was the catalyst, but what if it was something else? What if it's part of the process? Because I think it was part of the process. I think that too was relative and relevant. So, if you feel like you shifted time, if you feel like you are no longer who you were 3 weeks ago, that's all relative. It's all necessary. It's how we are doing our transformation process, right? So let me tell you about what I did last week. Last week, I was at a place called Castle Hill, which is on the South Island of New Zealand, and it is the big city. One of the big cities down on the South Island is Christchurch. To give you a bit more context or navigation or location information. So we landed at Christchurch Airport, and then we sort of went inland about 1 hour and 45 minutes to a place called Castle Hill. It is in the mountains, and it's these rock formations that look like it's a castle on the hill. Okay. So that's where we were. Now, Kirsty Marie and I were there. We had a long time desire to be at Castle Hill because for whatever reason, we felt connected to it. And what is connected to Castle Hill, the little bit that I know of it, and so I've got to say, I don't know everything and a lot about it. Castle Hill is connected to the Waitaha people. The Waitaha people was meant to be the ancients of New Zealand. And so for a while now, my light language has been sounding a little bit like the ancient people's language. And so I started to awaken to that side of myself. And so we had this. I had the desire, she had the desire. We didn't know about it. And then one of the days, a few months ago, we were talking about it. And then we sort of put it together and we went. And let's face it, um, for a lot of us, going somewhere in on a plane or whatever, it's currently a luxury. It's not something you just do. Okay. In the past, I just did it. I did it for work. So going overseas for work or going around the country, flying there was just second nature, right? For a period of time. Anyway, I'm just looking at Shaka in the background. Yes, that's right. We changed the background. We brought the table back. Okay, the table was taken out of here for a while. And I've been told that the background picture is Shaka. That's so if you're watching it for the first time, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, this painting is called Shaka. We use this painting for Africa's activation. The painting has been done by my daughter. Yeah. And this is the spirit of Shaka. And this was the spirit of Shaka dragon that turned up for activation for Africa. But he means business, as you can see from the eyes. And so that's why we're going to say, hey, that guy means business. Be careful. All right, just being silly and digressing. But anyway, coming back to Castle Hill. So we went to Castle Hill, walked around there. We're going to do a talk about Castle Hill in the next few days. I just wanted to say that's where I was. I found my dragon there, my dragon that I'd landed on from space. I landed on at Castle Hill with on a dragon, and I found a lot of the rocks were formations of, like, for example, the Lord of the Rings, the Return of the King. At the end, they talked about what looked like elephants. They called them oliphants. They were in the rock formations. I am told that one of the hills, oh, the highest hill on Castle Hill, has got a stone that connects with Sirius. Now I have to go back because it's something. We were there like for 4.5 hours and we'd only been through one third of Castle Hill. It's something that does you do need to have time to go and spend there to get into, if you're that way inclined, to feel the energies and to get your downloads. I just wanted to lie on the ground all the time. This is not like me. Okay, I just wanted to lie on the ground and feel the earth under me. It was just incredible. The energy, the motions, the vibrations, the memories. Our friend Ayana did her light language, and then I could hear my Waitaha grandmother, who was telling me about myself and how it was time I returned because I have to fulfill some of the things I didn't fulfill in my Waitaha life. So there you are. That was what we did last week. And we'll tell you more about that in one of our next conversations. So today, friends, one of my lessons that I have been going through in the last few weeks was to be gracious and receptive. And so the card that I have today that I shuffled and I had a few different cards come out, but I just felt that this is what we needed to talk about. It's coming from the Beyond Lemuria guidebook, Oracle card deck, and obviously the information is coming from the guidebook. The card is a number 28 card, which in numerology is 28 is 2 plus 8 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, symbolic of a new start. Now, I've been having this for the last 3 weeks, symbolic of a new start for my life, for what happens for the future. How am I going to navigate my life? And what I discovered about myself was, I said it on radio, I'm a little bit, I think I'm a little bit bitter and twisted about the turn of events in my life. From say 2018, I've been feeling a little bit like that. Yes, I've been going through my dark night of the soul, but one of the lessons I had to learn is that I always think I'm grateful. My guides should know that. Of course I'm grateful. Of course I'm appreciating. But perhaps I don't say it enough. And maybe when they say abundance is a feeling, it's a feeling that comes from the vibration of expression, of expression. When you express your appreciation, it creates the vibration that gives you the feeling that abundance is a feeling. That's the feeling. That's the feeling it brings in, the vibration of being appreciative, the vibration of being grateful. When you express, thank you that I had a good night's sleep. Thank you for the fresh air. Thank you for my safety. Thank you that I live in a place that I can have a good night's sleep and not worry about being bombed on, or like a bomb raid, or like criminality or whatever, or that even if there is criminality, that my guidance, that my guides or Archangel Michael looks after me so well. I know we've talked about this before. I know we talked about being thankful and grateful on the channel. But when this card appeared and I looked at the number and I thought, actually, this is what has been my experience. This is what I've been called upon to do a lot of in the last few weeks. And whatever that means to you, I hope that we start to check in on ourselves and say, well, are we feeling abundant? But it's not about feeling abundant. It's about being receptive to what we can be grateful for, being accepting and being having the mode of I'm getting my words mixed up. Being in a mode of appreciation. That's all I need to say. And if it's saying like this morning, I had this thought. I opened the cupboard and I found something that I forgot. I like a nice snack that I really like, and I forgot that it was in the cupboard. And I thought, oh, thank you. I forgot it was there. I forgot, and I really like this. And it's what's healthy for me. It's what's nourishing for my body. It's gluten free. It's that thing that I always, it's my go-to when I need to have to, to maintain my low GI or whatever it is, right? But just being thankful that you found something, that I found something like that. I need to be thankful in all those little moments, not take them for granted. And so I'm sharing with you today gracious receptivity. There's a card. Hopefully you see better. Gracious receptivity. Let's read what it's about. Gracious receptivity. I'm reading all the little words that she has here in the book. The words are gratitude, being thankful, receptivity, giving without expectation, how worthiness and self love can affect your capacity to receive and to give without depletion, overflow over obligation, thriving over surviving, gifting economies. I like that thriving over surviving. And I think that's the thing for me. My lesson has been very important to thrive, not survive. And it's easy to do it. I'm somebody that, I always want to keep doing and doing and doing stuff. And I don't say no. If somebody needs something, and even I can have like 5 things to do in that day. I very rarely say, could we do it another day? I very rarely say, oh, I'm too busy today. Is it possible? If somebody needs something to be done and they ask me for it, I commit my time. That's not helping me, but it's also not helping. It's not helping me. And maybe because I go in with that so much so much to do, that kind of tension, it might not help the other person. So here we are. Let's talk about this. If there was a manual for optimal human experience, one of the most potent points would be gratitude. It is the backbone of all spiritual practice. Good lesson for me, right? Writing a list of the things you are grateful for has been scientifically proven to have a profound positive effect on the mind and nervous system. When we shift our perspective from what we are lacking, needing, and desiring, we temporarily replace the survival factor with the resonance of thriving. When we acknowledge the miracle of our existence and how far we have come despite the challenges, it can bring back our inner smile. Gratitude can enliven an attitude of, I've got this. So, I just want to say, when I chose this card, just before that, I'd been speaking to a friend who's gone through some intense surgery. And she was telling me about how, she cannot work for the next 6 weeks. And then her husband is going to be laid off at Christmas because the company he works for cannot afford to keep him. And he just started this job in the last 12 months. And she said, I don't know what we're going to do. And then we're talking about different things. And I was saying to her, many of us are going through this at the moment where we're suddenly having to rethink our lives. We're suddenly having to rethink how we navigate this life from that financial perspective. How are we going to make ends meet? How are we going to pay the mortgage? How are we going to pay the rent? How are we going to buy food? Or, we're really having to think about how we navigate life from now. And she was telling me about how she canceled all the insurances and things like that. And then just as we were talking about that, she told me about her new project, because she's been doing a new project for the last 12 months also, where she's been baking some tarts that she's selling to coffee shops and things like that. And there's been delays in that, but still, even with the delays, she's managed to get a customer that she can sell 300 tarts to in a week, right? So I was saying to her, there you go. This is what, although things are looking like they're ending and we don't know what's happening, but we've got things that's foundational, where it's been sitting in the background. We've been working on it. It's been kind of erratic sometimes. It comes right sometimes. It looks like it's working, and suddenly it looks like, oh, that's gone now, and I don't know if it's coming or coming back or whatever. Because then she was talking about all the land she has. They bought 10 acres or something of land. And we started to talk about what she could do with it, because now she's thinking about, oh, she'll bring grazers on there and she'll earn some money from that. But she's got 10 acres of land. And there is so much a person can do. Think about the age of Aquarius. You You can let it out for people to plant vegetables, their own vegetables. It could become a community garden. Some section of it could become a community garden. And she could grow from there. Now, why am I talking about this? I don't really want to talk about this as if I'm gossiping about my friend, but what I'm saying is, even in these conversations where it looks like we don't have, there is so much we do have. And I'm preaching to myself here because for a long time, whatever I was going through in my dark night of the soul, I couldn't see what I have. And so I'm going through that, really, really trying, working on my abundance feeling. I need to see the blessing. I need to see not the shortcomings. I cannot keep looking at the limitations, and I cannot keep arguing for my limitations. I need to start acknowledging what I have. And so today, with the light language transmission that comes through, it's aimed at breaking all of us free from it. Whoever watches this, whenever you watch it, that whatever you're going through, if you're attracted to this transmission, that we are going to bring in a light language transmission that breaks us free. I feel like I'm on my journey. I haven't seen all the big things happen, but I've seen things happen in small ways. But I also believe that this is part of the journey, and my doing this today is part of my journey. And so it will come. Whatever it is that needs to come is going to come. The things we fear, ask ourselves, what is it why do we fear it from that perspective? Where's that fear coming from? Yeah. Okay. Right. So here we are. I am going to read the rest of this message, the little bit of the divination side of it, like she calls it. Okay. And then I'm going to do a light language message from it. She says that this is called the divinatory meaning, by the way. Sorry, not divination section, but the divinatory meaning. The divinatory meaning of the gracious receptivity card is: consider your relationship with gratitude, how comfortable you feel receiving, and what you love to give. Are there themes that allow you the joyous overflow of giving without limitation? How can you add this to the lives of others more often, away from the fear that you will get used up if you give without guaranteed reciprocity? Are there areas where you are overextending yourself? Can you give more from areas where you are stronger and have more skill and capacity? Right now, you may feel you have little to give. If so, allow yourself to receive more. The gift of the sun on your face on a winter's day, or a compliment from a stranger. Allow yourself to drink every drop. After all, it is up to you how deep you wish to drink of the gift that is shared. Often we take only a little sip, even when there is so much more we could appreciate. And yet it is beautiful when you give to someone and they light up and receive it fully. Gratitude, self-love, and self-worth are interwoven with the capacity to receive. Together, they nourish your soul. Together, they nourish our souls. Step into your heart space by listing all you are grateful for and notice how full you start to feel. From this place, your gifting capacity can spiral upward. Right, here we go. Yes, gracious receptivity. This card is not just about giving. It's not just, or this message is not just about how much you're giving. It's not just about how little you are willing to receive. It's not about those things. It's about saying, how do we receive graciously? Do we receive as graciously as we expect others or experience others receiving from us when we give to them? Very important. Why is my giving more important than my receiving? And so that's the thing. That's the question I would be saying is very important for us to function, to focus on, not function, focus on. Excuse me, my words are all over the place. And that's kind of normal. You know, if you watch my channel often, you know that I Yeah, if you watch the channel often, you know that sometimes I do that. And maybe I needed more grounding or I need more water. Okay, so today I'm not wearing the headsets because I feel it makes me look weird with my new hairstyle. And I hope that this sound comes out right. And if it doesn't, you'll either not get to hear it or I'll put it out because I think that maybe most of it is all right. So I apologize in advance. So, friends, as we gather here in this time and in this space, as we get together, I say as we gather as if we're in church, but we're not. Now, I just remembered that I didn't do any clearing, but I have been lighting incense here, so I apologize, friends, for that. I forgot to do my clearing. So let's make sure. Let's make sure before we go into this transmission and thank all those that look after us. Your squad in spirit, mine in spirit. I'm always taken care of by Archangel Michael and the legions of angels that actually traverse the universe with him and the universes, okay? So I'm really okay with that. So what I'm also going to do is check my volume. Hang on a second. I'm suddenly feeling like I'm whispering. Okay, so we're still talking through that computers. Here we go. All right, here we are. So let's see. I can hear myself now. So, all right, I'm going to keep the headset on for this part of the message. Right, so I can hear myself and I have the confidence that the recording's going well. Okay, beautiful ones, beautiful souls. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. It is a time of reflection. It is a time of resetting. It is a time for us all to, I guess, navigate and to assess what we're doing, because we've just gone through some shifts that's taken us into a transition phase, I believe, for some of us, where we're in the transition phase to that next level, to the next level of whatever is coming up for us to do. And then some of us are already in the next level and we're integrating whatever is there. So, kiramaku otola ka eneti harunako tamahaina tefene kotoro kishtena maka aturamata. Kurumaka tulida that's kurvatsili tadaramasta kinana tefarana kai tofarana kai echlamakutufo. Akuruna teatero no ka etifaranako amesketu faranaha eluchibeke ornafahete. So we'll close our eyes as we take this moment to breathe. Let's breathe. Just keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground. Breathing again. One more breath. I am blessed. I am blessed. Friends, sorry about that. That's just me feeling like I need to sing the song that I've been singing for the last couple of weeks. It's not just about money. It's about abundance being a feeling, okay? I was listening to a podcast and they gave this affirmation, and so I just feel like I want to sing this affirmation. This is about gracious receptivity, but money is mentioned in this affirmation. So let's go. Let's kemara kutuma. Or we don't even have to bring in the money. Let's see if we can do it without bringing in the money. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am successful. I'm successful. The universe loves me. I am blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I am a money magnet. I brought it in. I am a money magnet. I am blessed. I am successful. I'm a child of the universe. I am a child of the universe. Quiero makutufu natse. Quiero mate harane. Hayao. Chiazzo fene akomahem. Are one. Hirokotamakai no tuforonachai. So himakotutukoro samako tuforonachai. That was an affirmation, Sumakato, to take us into the space. And now we're going to bring in light codes for gracious receptivity. And what are we doing with our gracious receptivity? We are bringing in gratitude, self-love, and self-worth. To light us up, to receive fully, as much as others receive from us in a full way. We are going to be lit up to receive, to be receptive in a gracious way. Not because we want to only be the givers, but also to say, I'm worthy to receive. I'm worthy to receive. I am worthy to receive. Graciously I receive. Graciously I receive. When I give and others receive fully from me, and I do not have the ability to accept fully or receive fully when others give to me, what is behind that? Is it because I want to always be the giver and look as if I'm the fortunate one and I am the one that has more, and so there is something in that undertone of I have more so I should give, but I should not receive because if somebody gives it to me, is it saying I'm in need? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being the receptor of something? Because not often do people give to us because we are in need. They give to us because they feel intuitively that they need to give to us. They give to us because they feel happy to give to us. Remember, the giver of a gift is always happier than the receiver, because the receiver doesn't necessarily know that this gift is coming. Because when somebody gives a gift, when somebody gives us something, they've thought about it. They've thought about how they want to bless us. They've thought about how we might love it or how that is in tune with us. Have you ever had a friend said, I walked past the store and I saw this and I knew that it was for you because it's what you like. It's what is you. And they got you that gift. That's like such an awesome, amazing thing to receive, right? So, are we going to be gracious receivers? And today we're bringing in the light codes for all of us. All of us. All of us. And I'm asking, I'm requesting all of us as we sit here, feet firmly planted on the ground, breathing. Take 3 breaths deep into the belly. Bring it up. Pause at the torso. And before you pause, before you release the breath, see if it's available to you to look into the third eye. After you've taken your 3 breaths, let's bring in the light codes. Kacha, koche, kamate, kurai, nate, karet, nete, fea. Oh, aya, oh. No, lo, 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 ya, oh, me, oh, me, the toning is bringing in. The toning is bringing it in. Ai le 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 la lu le la mo ya na to o le 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 la o ya o le 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 ma ya o le 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 la o te mo ha ya kya o abundance is a feeling. Abundance is the feeling. Karama katuna wari mochunu. Hi, nakatio kurna khaina tema karna tema kon maketa. Thank you, friends. I feel the toning and a lot in it. The toning of, and the light language, kinamakuto ronake is short, but nevertheless effective. So I'll catch you next time here on the channel. I encourage you to go outside and walk in nature, walk in the garden, whatever's available to you for grounding. Remember to drink, to hydrate yourself, hydrate your physical body with the water. Thank you. Thank you, friends, for everything. Thank you. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, looking forward to it. Namaste, everyone. Yeramakafana.